need your love now. You the best, hands down. I'm your #1 fan now. For that I go all out.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to Prince Miller Entertainment TV channel. Subscribe to the channel. Follow us on Twitter @PMillerENT. We're on Instagram Prince Miller Entertainment. Available on our Facebook account Prince Miller Entertainment. Welcome to another edition of our breaking news on Daily News. So today is the 23rd of October 2020, and on the 25th of this month, Chapina Street again, protesting about my sanctions. Nyama sanctions are neta. Nyama sanctions are neta. I'm gonna play audio from British Parliament. This week about the Zim sanctions. Pakaipa guys. So idi anasmakuseno va fumo va nyora. A small paragraph. On his Facebook page, Emerson Ambudzo Mnangagwa, and Zimbabwe is reforming, but we are being held back from truly thriving as a country. I invite the international community to see the removal of international sanctions not as an act of charity, but as an opportunity to see Zimbabwe realize its full potential. Zim sanctions must go. Joe paragraph na ED on his Facebook account, and people in the comment section are saying, "Could you know what? Although China sanctions, but corruption they are in Zimbabwe. Because Smith Angari under sanctions again. So, but you can get in on." So guys, I'm gonna play the audio so stay tuned and we'll talk after Manzo Ishatauro.
We're committed to maintaining our sanctions capabilities and leadership role after we leave the EU. The 4 statutory instruments under consideration today are those that transfer into UK law the EU sanctions regimes on chemical weapons, Zimbabwe, Belarus and Syria. The Zimbabwe sanctions regulations aim to encourage the government of Zimbabwe to respect democratic principles, the rule of law and human rights, and to deter the repression of civil society. The regulations impose an arms embargo and other financial, immigration and trade restrictions, including on the trade in goods and technology that may be used for internal repression.
In the case of Zimbabwe, we have very limited sanctions relating only to President Mugabe and the defence industries. So the purpose, which is to improve the human rights situation in Zimbabwe, I'd like to ask the Minister, how can this possibly be effective given that we now have a new Zimbabwean government? How can sanctions on a previous regime conceivably be affecting the new regime? The new regime has been described as a new driver in an old taxi.
Some of those who are widely believed to have been responsible for violations of human rights in Zimbabwe under the previous president are still closely associated with the new government.
There's been a brutal crackdown on protests, 2,354 violations of human rights, including 17 deaths and 17 rapes. And I hope the Minister will take this into account and tell us what precisely the government is going to do to achieve change. And the current position is that Zimbabwe will not be allowed to rejoin the Commonwealth until it improves its human rights record.
Motion number 2 on the Zimbabwe sanctions EU exit regulations. The question is motion number 2 as on the order papers. Members of that opinion say aye. Of the contrary, no. The ayes have it.
So guys, let's talk in the comment section. It looks like every year patino simuzamsoro totora nyama sanctions tinge chito isko angwano mukati mu mwana wachitowedzerwa pa list ra chiroro kana kuti vanenge vachitowedzerwa ma sanctions acho. So every year is the same story. tinochema tinota sei but hapana chiri kuchinja. Guys, let's talk in the comment section. And don't see my sanctions achibviswa anytime soon. At the same time, I don't see our government making efforts in reforms. I think I've talked about this before. Kuti reforms anafana kuitwa. Human rights abuse, have seen it happening for the last 2 years. ED as a president, how many people have died? Mandwa number yukutaro hapo kunzi inamba ombe. So the sanctions will actually affect the future generation, each other after us, and because they are not going anywhere anytime soon. Guys, follow us on all our social media platforms. We're on Facebook, Instagram, it's a Prince Miller Entertainment, and it's on Twitter, it's a princemillerentertainment. I'll keep you up to date near sanctions, and we're gonna follow it up until the 25th of October when people will protest on the streets. Thank you very much for listening. Bless up.
I need your love now. You the best, hands down. I'm your #1 fan now. For that, I go all out.